Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So thank you so much for watching the vlog series as I edited Immortal. This is round 2 as I edited it last year in 2024. And so it's 2025 and you guys are going to continue to watch this, and I hope that you continue to enjoy it. Editing Immortal was a lot of work, but the work definitely paid off. As you can see here, I have the hardback, I have the paperback here in my hands. So, but my process, I want to always be real with you guys and show you like the good and the bad and the downsides and like all the difficult stuff. And editing this book was a lot of work, and it took me so much time to edit Immortal and get it together. So I hope you guys enjoy this vlog series. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, so I think it's day 8 of editing Immortal. I still haven't cleaned out my phone, so that's one of my top priorities, but first I'm gonna edit for my client, and then I have another client and my first client in my map designing business, so I'm gonna design their map. I don't know if I'm gonna like do the whole thing or like depending on how long it takes me and that stuff, but I want to work on it a little bit. I think I still need to send them a contract and stuff, so my goal is to edit for my one client and then work on the map for my other client and then transfer all of the recordings from my phone to the computer because I forgot to do that last night. So yeah, today I am like a little bit emotional and just kind of not really wanting to work, but obviously I'm gonna do it anyway, and I kind of just want to work on Immortal and or play Skyrim, to be honest, because it kind of helps. It relaxes me and kind of gets me away from all the emotional stuff. So, trying to just breathe and trust God. So, anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna get to work and then I will check in with you guys later. Also, I forgot to mention, my editor, Heather, got me the editing for the new scenes. So tonight, my goal when I start editing Immortal is to go through all of that, fix all of those scenes, and then resume editing where I left off and get through the next era. So anyways, I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, it is cold, so I have my hoodie on now, but I finished editing for my client, and it is 3:47. I had to talk to my mom about some stuff that happened due to the storms and stuff. So it's 3:47, so I'm gonna get started on the map for my client. I actually finished editing quite a bit ago. I had to make the contract for my new client and fix all of that and send it to them. And then I talked with my mom, so I probably finished editing closer to 3:30, and it's now 3:47-ish. So my hair is like sticking up really bad. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started designing for my client and go from there. So I'm gonna listen to music and relax, and then tonight I will work on Immortal. So I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it's still day 8, I think, of editing Immortal. So I finished designing the map for my client, sent it to them, and got some I'll be getting some feedback from them, so I'll probably have to do a couple revisions. It's 8:29. It's April 2nd still, and I'm getting a late start because we were playing on Ark, and I'm really shaky and hungry again, so I'm eating a beef stick to kind of hold me over. My husband's working overtime tonight, so he won't be home until 1 o'clock, 1:30, because he gets off at 1. So given how hungry I am now, I'm probably going to eat without him at 11:30. Maybe, but I may be able to keep working. I don't know. Or I may just sleep until he comes in. I don't know. I am so tired. I started to lose a lot of energy and get really drowsy, right before my sister and I split off. So I'm so freaking tired. So, but I'm still going to try to, go through Heather's edits of the added scenes and see what her feedback was, edit them, figure out everything, and then start with the era that I'm in. I think the one I'm in right now, which is 200 and some odd in China, is pretty short, so hopefully I can get it done, and then I'm probably going to relax at that point because I've edited for my client, I've designed a map, and editing for Immortal, and I'm just so tired. I'm not feeling very well. I'm kind of icky but hungry and icky hungry, and it's like a weird, and then other stuff, so it's just like, I don't know, it's one of those nights. But I still want to make progress in Immortal and not neglect it just because I'm working on other things. So I'm going to eat this, check in with Heather, probably reply to all of her messages while I'm at it. Which y'all know how that goes, and then yeah, go from there. So I'll check in with you guys later. Immortal combines multiple genres to create a story that can appeal to any reader. The history spans from around 300 BC to present day and masterfully weaves the fictional life of Nasan into many captivating, tragic, and exciting eras. Immortal traces Nasan's life as he endures slavery in Egypt, gladiator fights in Rome, the severity of Jamestown, and much, much more. The fantasy, action, and magic bring extreme danger and excitement to this master work of history. Nasan grapples not only with an unending life, but an enemy who wants to watch him suffer through every moment and has the power to make him suffer. Besides the main opponent, Nasan faces situations and people that work to rip him apart. He also discovers a secret that could change his entire life, unending life and pain. The romance swells and ebbs throughout the ages. It dives into the substantial depths that gives it lasting sincerity. It touches fun, friendship, and light sweetness. It explores brutal sacrifice and the bonds of tragedy. The romance feels so full, genuine, and beautiful that it will captivate non-romance readers and offer enough tension to appeal to romance readers. Immortal is epic. It is unique, vast, and absolutely epic. No, that's not a review because I haven't published the book yet, but that is the endorsement that I just got from my editor, Heather. Like, you all know, I was just having a really bad day today. Not bad. I've had a good day. It's just, I've been tired, exhausted, not feeling well. I wanted to just sleep. I didn't want to work. So this kind of gave me the energy boost I needed to get my work, to like get into Immortal and edit it and just, yeah, so that just really made my day. So basically what's been going on is I sent her the Word document. It didn't work. So I sent it to her again. It still didn't work. So I sent her, with the second time, I'd also sent her a link to a Google Docs just in case it didn't work a second time. She could at least have it Google Docs. So she went in there and I thought that she would take the Google Doc and make it a Word document, but she just commented and did the edits in the Google Doc. So I basically went through that and was going back and forth between the two of them. And I fixed all of the new scenes and all of the edits she suggested. There was two things. One thing needed to have, well, there was a lot more than just that. One had repetitive words that I had to figure out how to change, which I really didn't, but whatever. But there was two instances where I had to add more because the romance scene was too short, so it needed a little bit more after that. And then before that, it was like expanding upon the moment. So I added two more paragraphs. I don't think I need to have her go through them. So I listened to all of her recordings talking about all of this and other stuff. So I replied to all of her comments and stuff. And then, yeah, so I did that, and then I wanted to read her endorsement. I was going to edit first, but I just couldn't help it because she was talking about it, and it's pulled up right here on my computer. So then I read the endorsement, and now I just feel so giddy and everything, and I'm so excited because that's going to be, using endorsements, you can honestly like use them to make graphics, and like it's something positive that somebody's saying about your book, and it's just like it's so good to make graphics. Okay, so it's 9:06. So I have all of those scenes edited before. In the last era, 131 China, the headings all had like early summer, late fall, the headings for the different entries in his journal. And in every other era, from what I've noticed, the seasons are capitalized. And they're typically not, but unless it's like a title or some sort of proper noun. And so these are kind of like a title, kind of like a header. And so I'd asked her when I was editing the book yesterday, I didn't know whether to capitalize them or not. And if I was going to leave them uncapitalized, that means for the rest of the book, I was going to have to uncapitalize all the season names. See, this is the kind of thing that Immortal is so big that we would have to talk about and discuss. So I asked her that yesterday. So one of the recordings I just got through listening to was her telling me about that, to go ahead and capitalize them. So that's what I'm doing now, which is yesterday's era, which will lead right up into the one I need to do tonight, which is this one. So not that much. So I think, yeah, so I'm going to do that now, and I hopefully can get done with this era tonight. I have until 1:30 till my husband gets home. So I've got plenty of time, and I may even be able to edit a YouTube video after I get this done, but, when I get this done, I may just, like, play Skyrim. But here lately, I've been playing Skyrim, but it's not just, like, playing Skyrim. Every time I do, I'm, like, getting ideas, because it's, like, an open world. So usually when I have my other universe, my Mythreach universe built, so, like, everything that I'm doing in Skyrim, I translate over to, like, my world, my universe, my races, my cultures, and it sparks ideas in there, but I'm able to kind of play out the story, if you will, and it helps me create an outline for different books. So it's kind of like working, but it's like relaxing. It's a more relaxing, fun way of coming out with an outline or whatever. Not that I'm writing anything, but maybe when I get all of this editing done. And then I just got an email from the map designer, the guy that I designed a map for, and he had a few tweaks for me to make, but I think I'll wait till later this week to do that. Because again, I've already designed the whole map tonight, so I think I may like edit the map Thursday. So I think that was all of those. I'll be keeping an eye out for different headers if there's any other seasons, and especially when I'm proofreading. And I may do a search and find when I get the whole book edited. That'll be one of the last things that I do when I'm doing the overall edits. I did make a note in my document, my notes for round 2. I made a note of the seasons in 2 different places, one in my overall notes and then for that era particularly. So anyways, I'm babbling. It's 9:09. I'm going to get to work. I'm on this page here now. So I'm just going to edit. It's page 104 or 124. No, that's 104 it looks like. I got to get to 112. So not that much, not that long, but I want to get it done. So I'll check in with you guys later. The hood is up because I'm having some more issues, and it's just like, I'm trying to find I couldn't find it. It was tangled in my hair. It's like, okay. Anyways, so, basically I'm having more dates issues. Not that because I'm not dating. I'm obviously married. So basically an archaeologist is sending letters to her boss, right? That's the premise for part of the story. And it never occurred to me, are these physical letters or like emails, until round 1, and we talked about it, and the wording could be either one, the formatting could be either one, but sometimes obviously she is actually sending him journals and artifacts as the story progresses, and therefore it makes sense for the letters to be physical. But with that in mind, the dates, like the letter that she sent him, which is this page, is May 14th, 2016, and he immediately replies on May 14th. That is the date of his reply. So you can't reply in the same day to a letter. So I was going to say my Heather again. I keep doing that. My editor suggested changing the date. So now I'm overthinking it. Like, what do I change the date to? How many days is enough? So I checked, and the next letter is May 26th. So I sent some messages to her about that. I had another plot hole that I had to talk to her about, which I'll talk to you guys about. And that was in the first letter. And this is why it's 9:30. And I've spent the past half an hour on 2 pages, which are these stupid letters. So anyways, so since the next one's May 26th, so we have May 14th, she sends him a letter. And then he writes her, and she receives the reply and replies back on May 26th. So that gives me a window. So I was like, okay, I changed it to May 19th. It's just random. That gives 5 days for her letter and the journals to get to the director, for him to read and reply to the journal. To read and reply to the letter. And then he sends his letter back, and she receives it by May 26th. So the problem with this is that later on, due to the plot line, everything's happening within a couple of days. And then there's another plot hole with that, because the location's not supposed to be given out. So that's a whole nother issue. So I told my editor that I'll just send her messages as I get to each letter to fix each letter. Like, look at it individually, just fix each letter as I get to it. And right now, I don't need to panic about the later letters, because I'll get to those when I get to those, just one letter at a time. So that was the first plot hole. And then that was the second plot hole. The first one was an actual plot hole. And I can't tell you guys about it because it's a little spoilery, but yeah, I made a comment to myself. I sent her a message. I'm going to have my husband check it. This could be a big deal, and I don't know how to fix it. So that's what editing is for, though. So thank goodness we're catching this now. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue editing. I haven't even gotten this era started yet, and it's already 9:30. I guess I have extra time because my husband is working overtime, but anyways, originally I actually put my hood up because I was leaning back in my chair, and if it's down, it bunches up at my neck. So I'm gonna lean back again, see if I can't relax, and basically get back to editing. So hopefully I can figure this out. By the way, this is my Chosen hoodie my sister got me for Christmas, and I love it because I love the Chosen. but I need to get back to work. So I've done one page, and I've got a lot of plot holes and dates and just lots of issues. I just about had a heart attack. I thought I just had the biggest plot hole of all plot holes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, the current era I'm in is 237/238 AD in Liaodong Peninsula in China. So, here's how this whole thing got started. I was editing as usual, and part of this era is easily mixed up with another one, which is in Japan, but they give off similar vibes, and both of them have gardens, and it's just similar stuff. So I was, as in the scene, I was like, okay, well, if I can describe the environment, like in the setting, like maybe there's some mountains in this one and that one they didn't. So I was trying to research this area, the Liaodong Peninsula, at this time period. And I was reading one of the articles that I saved and how it was controlled by the, quote, Yan people during the Warring States period, but it gave a date from 403 to 221 BC, which it's doing BCE. So I was like, oh no. So then I looked up the Warring States period, which is when it was divided into different groups or whatever. So basically there was a lot of states that were at war with each other within China, and it does say 403 BC to 221 BCE, and I was like, oh no, have I made the hugest mistake? And I was thinking that 221 BC, I must have assumed it was AD instead of BC, and therefore my entire plot for this era is just screwed. So I'm frantically trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, okay, what was this era? And I was looking, and it seems to be the Han Dynasty. So I'm like reading, I'm like, okay, how can I fix this so that way it's a Han emperor instead of the emperor I had? And like, it's going to change up everything for this era. Like, it's just, oh my gosh. And then I was scrolling through a timeline of Han and the Han Dynasty. And at this time, China was fragmented into the 3 kingdoms, which is what I said in my thing. It was the Wei, Wu, and the Shu, and then the Jin Dynasty, and a bunch of other smaller ones. But those are the big ones, and I'd already mentioned that in this particular era. So basically, in case you're not following along with me here, I made a stupid mistake and got the 3 Kingdoms period mixed up with the Warring States period. For some reason, I thought I was in the Warring States period, which, again, was 220 BC, and I was like, oh no, did I get it mixed up? But I'm in the 3 Kingdoms period, which is 237, 238, 250, all of that stuff. So, 2 different things, 2 different eras, still same concept where it was divided into different kingdoms, but I panicked and thought I was in the Warring States period, which, again, was about 200 years before now. Well, 400 years before where I am now. So that would have been a huge plot hole. That would have been almost before Michael, my husband. I'm thinking about how bad I want him to be home so I can eat. That would have been before my character was even born. So that would have been a huge plot hole. But I'm in the 3 Kingdoms period, which is when this takes place. So I'm fine. Like, this is fine. It's all fine. I just panicked and thought that I had a plot hole. It's freaking 10 o'clock. Like, I have an hour and a half until my normal dinner time. My husband won't be home, so I'm not, like, on a time limit. So I could potentially still get this done, but I may go ahead and eat without him because I'm just so hungry. But, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got those 2 mixed up. Fun fact, the 3 Kingdoms period and the Warring States period, not the same thing. So, anyways, I gotta get back to work, but I thought I was going to have to rewrite this whole era or scrap it because that would not have worked. Yay! I'm done. So it's 10:40. So in normal days, this would be just in time for my husband to come home for me to do a few random things, dabbling, probably like a YouTube video editing or something, till my husband came home. However, he's not coming home, and so I have to decide if I'm going to eat now or wait for him. But I did manage to edit this whole era. So with few distractions since the last time that I vlogged, I actually think I did have several distractions. So I was looking to try to find description, and then I started switching from the like environment of the area to the courtyard itself, and the way that Chinese architecture looks is maybe it was different than Japanese, but it's kind of similar. So I ended up just adding a bit more, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. I had to go back through and add some more descriptions to one of the main characters in this era because it's not strong enough to be different yet, I think. So I had to add that, and then I realized I've been forgetting to keep track of a character, so like different character appearances for the glossary, or no, the character guide, I mean. So all in all, just trying to figure that out. I think that's everything. One of the things in this was referencing another era, and I'm having a weird memory of writing that era out, but it's not in Immortal. So I'm like, did I do that in the Lost Journals? Because I don't remember doing it in the Lost Journals. So I think I may check that out, see if I can find it. I'm going to separate the next era out over here before I put it away. I like to do that way when I get started the next day, it's just like it's already separated. So that's it. I'm so tired I can't even think straight right now. So it's just been a long but good day. So I can see why round one I didn't get into the story and immersed, because when I come across situations and eras like this where it's just like I'm stopping and I'm doing research and I'm looking up this and I'm looking up that, I'm trying to fix it, like I didn't get as many feels this time. I still got a few, but I didn't get as many feels this time as I do for the other eras, and this is one that I really like, and it's all kind of new because I've added, like, this whole era wasn't added until right before I sent it to Heather for round one. So it's been very, like, last year recent. And then after that, I added another scene in my round one that she just now edited for round two. So this would have been my, like, first time reading that scene, and I still kind of, like, you know, I'm just so editing mode that I can't get into reading. And that's fine, but I'm glad that I was able to get feels for the other era. So I think some pieces of this book that are going to be heavier edits, I won't really, like, get to immerse myself until I'm not doing heavy, until I get all of it figured out, and then I can enjoy it when I'm, like, proofreading. So yeah, the next era is one that has been around from the beginning, and therefore it is very, 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 very repetitive. I've edited it multiple times and stuff, so okay, so anyways, to continue, this next era for tomorrow, or whenever the next time that I edit, is one that's been around since the beginning. So, like with the origin story, or pieces of the origin story, I have read it, edited it multiple times. I've rewritten it into a script. I've rewritten it into the narrative for the script. I've edited it with Heather. I've edited it with the other editor I had. So it's just like, it's one of those repetitive ones, but if I can just get through it really quickly, then it's like free sailing and fun new eras and exciting things from here on out that won't be repetitive. So that's everything, and this is me signing out for the evening because I'm exhausted and I've just worked my brain into mush, so I just need to relax. So I'll check in with you guys next time. I thought that would be a more dramatic light drop, but it really wasn't. So okay guys, so it's day 9. I need to calculate it, but I think it's day 9 of Editing Immortal. It's been a very long day. We've been out all day, car issues, my sister's car, and it's just been long and stressful, and I'm exhausted. So it's 7:38. It's April 3rd. So I'm going to, my map designing client has some critiques and wants me to fix the map, so I'm going to wait to do that tomorrow when my sister's at work. So tonight I'm just going to edit a chapter for my client and then get to Editing Immortal. And I think my editor Heather has gone through the romance scenes again after I edited them, and I think she's had a few more corrections, so I'm going to check those and go through those first and then start Editing Immortal where I left off, get through this current era tonight in one night so that I'm done with it because it's one of the repetitive ones, and then probably relax because I'm just tired out of it. My back is killing me. My neck is hurting tonight really bad. So I'm just going to try to like lean back and get comfortable and go from there. So I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it's 8:07. I finished my editing for my client and I'm getting started on the stuff my editor sent me. I think she's went over the stuff that she's already edited, so because I didn't change anything in the document, and so she probably assumed that I missed it, but I made changes in my document, not the Google Docs, so I'm gonna listen to her messages and reply. She's also sent me some advice about some other things that I questioned her about, the dates and the letters and all that stuff, so I'm gonna listen to all of that and reply before I get started editing tonight. I'll put this down and show you how much this is, how much I've got for tonight. Hopefully I can get it done. Hey guys, so it is 8:46 and I've just now gotten through going over everything that my editor said, which a lot of it was like personal conversation, but basically the big plot hole that happened in one of the letters is not a plot hole. I'm stupid and don't know the inner workings of how a company works, and so I just fixed one word and it kind of solved the problem. And then I didn't hear back from her about the date, how the letter was. She sends her letter to her boss on the 14th of May, and then he replies back on the 19th is what I changed it to. I don't know if that works, but I did send her another question about that, and then everything else sounds good. So I'm just now getting started at my editing, and it's 8:47 according to my computer, and I've got all of this to edit through this time, but my husband's working overtime again tonight, so he won't be back until 1:30. So I've got plenty of time to get it done, so I'm just gonna get started and do what I can and go from there. So I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, so if you look here, this actually was you can see my dog just sleeping in the background. Isn't he so cute? Okay, anyways, this is the bit that I thought was this era. I forgot that there is stuff following it, which is this, that I rewrote last time in round one. The rest of this is all kind of new to me. So far, nothing big. I do have a note on page 121 where my editor said that check page 127, so I went ahead and checked page 127, and it seems like the information is repeated, so I basically made a comment to myself in my document so that way I can read it and get to that part in context of having the whole thing in my head, the story in my head, and then determine how best to rewrite it and what information to change so it's not repetitive. So I'm going to keep that in mind and keep going because this is all new stuff, written, tweaked from old ideas. And then I was reading her overall notes for this section, and I think we're going to have to do some cutting, which is going to suck because I don't want to later on. So we're gonna get to that when it comes to it. I'm just gonna keep reading for now and hope I don't have to cut anything. Anyways, that's everything. I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, I came across the plot hole. So I was reading, and I was reading and reading this, and it didn't make sense because I don't want to spoil things, but they encountered a warrior as he fought with another warrior rumored to be a rich lord. Like, I'm not reading the sentence, but that's essentially kind of this warrior fought with an enemy, but then they attacked the warrior and his clan. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they? So I was like, maybe I meant instead of fought with, like fought alongside. So I changed that word. And then the very next page, she's asking why did they fight and kill this guy when he's, you know, fighting their enemies. So I sent messages to her about what I meant. So I added, that the warrior fought alongside and allied with the other guy, and then later on I added that he told us that blah 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 allied with them and he gave up blah blah blah. I'm doing blah 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 instead of spoilers, so I read that whole sentence in its entirety to my editor to make sure it sounds okay and fix that plot line. So I'm going to make a note of this in my notes for this era, and then just to make sure that we get back to it and that I make sure that it's fixed before I move on to formatting and get this round of editing done. So yeah, basically anything like that that I'm not sure about, I just add to my notes, which I have split into different eras. So for this era, I'm just making a note of that. So that way, again, I can check everything to make sure everything's been talked about, agreed upon, discussed, fixed, etc. before I go on to the formatting stage. So anyways, hey guys, okay, so it's 10:01 and I just finished editing that section. So, yeah, the one thing that was the big issue was repeated information later, so I worded the second one so I didn't have to delete the first one and changed it so that it wasn't repetitive and kind of adjusted that. And then the plot hole and the things too, there was one plot hole that I already talked to you guys about that, I think. I don't know what I'm doing. So the next thing was the section that needed to be deleted, which I think was associated with the plot hole, another plot hole, I mean, that was involved. I can't spoil anything, but it involves a big plot hole and a big overarching problem that we had talked about as one of the big picture issues that she had noticed while reading hers and editing the second round. So that was one of the issues. So I added something to fix it. I messaged her to make sure that what I added did fix it. And then I think that by fixing that issue, the things that she wanted cut may need to be cut or may not need to be cut. I think she didn't really clarify, but I think the reason why she wanted those things to be cut, they felt out of place according to her, but I think they felt out of place because of that other issue, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to wait to hear back from her on that. But I think I already have that in my notes. Yeah, so I already have it in my notes. So basically I'm just not going to highlight it, because when I know that I've taken care of the problem, I highlight it yellow so that I know I'm done with it. And I'm on page 5 out of 15 on my notes. I would show you, but basically this. So if you look here, see, I have some taken care of, others I've left, to make sure that I have dealt with the problem. So this is the era I just got through editing tonight, and as you can see, nothing has been taken care of, basically. And then I think the last one, actually. But so I'm going to separate the next section, put Immortal away, and I need to answer messages online because I think my designer got back to me. There's something else I needed to do too. Thought it was having to do with Immortal. I don't know. If I think of it, I'll I need to transfer all of these vlogs to the proper folder after I name them, because my phone is getting so full, which includes these vlogs and includes the ones about Survivor. So I need to update that one and then transfer all of this. So that's going to take a while, and it's 10:04, so that may take me the whole hour and a half that I would normally have. And then when 11:30 rolls around, I'll decide if I want to eat dinner by myself again or wait for my husband to get home at 1:30. Either way, I'm done for the evening, so I will check in with you guys next time. Okay, so it is 10:15. I've spent the last 15 minutes renaming all of the vlogs so that I can keep them straight. And it turns out today is actually day 10 of Editing Immortal. So I just wanted to clarify that, because I was like 2 days off. Like it's bad. I thought it was, well, I guess I thought it was day 9. So it's day 10 of Immortal. So I've been off for a while. So I just wanted to clarify it, mostly because I forgot that Easter Sunday, when I was going on 2 hours of sleep that night, apparently I erased it and didn't count it, so that's what threw me off. So it's day 10 of Editing Immortal. Now I'm going to name these, transfer everything, all of the vlogs and videos that I have on my phone to the proper places, and hopefully free up some space in here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed or liked this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And in the meantime, if you liked this episode of the vlog series, then stay tuned, because the next one will be waiting for you right here as a premiere. So check it out. It'll be right here, and you can continue watching the process as I edited Immortal.